These are the wings that flew high over the fashion industry for years. Victoria's Secret, with its angels and over-the-top
those shows were really good and entertaining.
The market. But the brand lost sense of what women really wanted.
So true.
Over-sexualized ads and flashy
the
runway
good old
shows
days
lost their sparkle as women began to seek more body.
Wait a minute. Oh no, this is gonna be the woke take. So here's the deal. This is a Business Insider video. Business Insider sometimes has some really good videos where they explain a bunch of interesting things, but sometimes, and this looks like it's gonna be that time, their takes are absolute woke nonsense and complete 100% political correctness. Oh, man, are they gonna tell us that a woman want this body positive garbage? Because no woman wants body positive garbage, and that's just a fact. And after the disaster that has been Victoria's Secret in the last years, with its stock price and everything going down the literal drain, you can't say anything else. No one wants to look at an ad of a fat, ugly, disgusting chick wearing lingerie and telling, you should be the same as me. No one wants to buy that crap.
Positive brands. There was also scandal.
Hey, it's everyone's favorite dude, the Epstein. Nice. Obviously, he's involved with this because a lot of models are very young and stuff. I'm not even surprised, honestly, to a degree.
Victoria's Secret then faced a challenge and found itself wrapped up in the Jeffrey Epstein scandal.
But how did the high flyer fashion fall so low? And can it spread its wings once again?
No?
1, 2, 3,
This was the moment Victoria's Secret had it all. The angels were some of the most famous celebrities in the world.
Can anyone even name a lingerie brand except Victoria's Secret? That's the thing. Most people can't. I can't.
Walking down the runway with 60-pound wings and $1 million bras.
You were considered to be the best of the best if you worked for this brand, if you were designing for this brand.
But the glamour and glitz were miles away from what first made the brand so successful. Back
Really?
in the day, it wasn't about women at all, and there was never a Victoria. It all began in 1977, after Rory Raymond had an awkward experience buying underwear for his wife. So he decided to open a store in San Francisco where men could feel comfortable shopping for their wives.
Boys, let's face it, buying underwear is the easiest, cheapest, and dual-sided gift you can ever give a woman.
Roy Raymond's thing was actually described by some people as more kind of almost brothel-like it was kind of boudoir-ish.
Which is
No
a fancy
wonder it
word
succeeded.
For a Victorian-era dressing room. And the secret hinted to what was hidden beneath the women's underwear. Raymond went on to open 5 more stores and launched Victoria's Secret's now famous catalog. But by the early 80s, his venture was on the verge of bankruptcy.
How?
So he sold it for $1 million to the...
I actually have heard about this, that the guy sold it. And he did not, if I remember correctly, he did not have a good fate. Like, the selling of Victoria's Secret was not, like, the best thing in his life.
And that would transform the brand. This is Les Wexner. He was the millionaire owner of L Brands, the parent company of the Limited and Express. He thought the stores should be less about what men wanted to see and more about what women wanted to wear. By
That is actually extremely smart, by the way.
1992, there were more than 500 stores nationwide.
If you were
That's
a young
lot.
woman and you were going out to buy your lingerie, I mean, it's not that exciting to go to a department store. So it was always great to go into Victoria's Secret, and it was an experience.
Wexner oversaw Victoria's Secret as CEO of L Brands for years to come. As for Raymond, he died by suicide in 1993.
Yeah. I have heard a little bit more about this story. Yes, selling the brand wasn't a good move for him, if I remember correctly. Yeah, he did not. His fate was not that great.
and would never see his creation flourish. By 1995, Victoria's Secret had more than 600 stores in the US.
20 years, 670 stores. That's a lot.
And sales had grown to nearly $2 billion. That same year,
that's a lot of money.
And his head of marketing, Ed Razek, launched the brand's first fashion show.
Lingerie is fashion, and
Best move
Victoria's Secret,
ever.
I think, is the first business to really acknowledge that.
The show was modest by today's standards.
It then became this
Damn.
enormous part of the fashion calendar, and it was a spectacle, really.
Ed Razek embarked on bigger and bolder shows. His team had...
Because they paid themselves off like 10 times over, I'm gonna guess. Because you don't do shows like this, at least multiple times in a row, unless the payout is extremely lucrative. Most of the time when you're making something like this, you are expecting to make back 2 times what you spent in production and everything else. It's insane.
Picked the models and hired some of the world's most famous photographers and television directors.
Never heard of them.
He was responsible for launching the careers of some of the biggest models today. Giselle, Heidi Klum, they all ran in the show.
No idea who they are.
Victoria's Secret in general and the show really gave a boom to my career.
They were called Angels after a 1997 collection. The line itself was eventually discontinued, but the Angels
Jiggle.
became iconic.
Jiggle, jiggle.
And they were paid millions.
It is a
Damn
tough
right.
job. Someone has to do it, so I'm doing it.
The show was streamed online for the
Streamed?
first time in 1999.
Damn, they were ahead of everything. Streamed at that time. That's
People
insane.
will see this show tonight than all other fashion shows in history combined.
More than 1 million people tried.
Yeah, that seems honestly about right. You probably can guess where his hands are. Why did someone even record him? That's insane.
Tried to tune in, and the site crashed. By 2000, Victoria's Secret had more than 800 stores across the country and had generated almost $3 billion in sales.
What do you mean $3 billion in sales? Yearly? Or it should, I think yearly 3 billion in sales is... Yeah, in sales. We're talking about sales. This is not production. You know, sales means no production cost, no minus taxes, no nothing. So in pure sales numbers, that seems about right. Considering, again, it's the only brand that people know of.
And then came Pink, a line that targeted teens. The
Smart.
fashion shows became even more extravagant and even featured the most expensive bra ever created.
Have I heard about this? I think I heard about some kind of 15 million bra, but I don't remember was this in my time.
It was described as like the Super Bowl of fashion, essentially.
Every year it's something new. So that's what makes the Victoria's Secret fashion show the most beautiful excitement event of the year.
It was also huge for employees like Casey Crowe Taylor.
Which was one of the most memorable, exciting
Former public relations employee Victoria's Secret. Oh.
days of my life. I mean, it was incredible. It was amazing.
The shows were a massive investment.
Victoria's Secret has always
Yeah.
been quite guarded on how much the
Like,
show
if these models are paid millions, and, I mean, if a model is paid millions and they have, like, I don't know, 50 of them there, that's insane. That's most likely 100 mil just for that show and salaries for the models. Imagine making the stage, organizing everything. How much money did they rake in from that show? It's crazy, probably.
the shows actually cost, but in the past it's been estimated to be around $12 million to $20 million.
In 2015, the show
Seriously? Also, that's Selena Gomez.
paid for itself 5 times over.
Yeah, 5 times over, I said. You're kind of expecting to, like, get your money double's worth doing things like that. At least for something like this. But 5 times over, man, that is absolute insanity. Admittedly, I probably it's not honestly that insane, because so here's an interesting Chinese statistic when they have the online sales people. So they have a couple, for example, in China, you have these extremely popular streamers that sell specifically. They only stream to sell goods. And in some situations, those people make a billion, multiple billion in fact, in one stream. If they have some kind of super cool product. It's insane. So this doesn't really surprise me.
Under CEO Sharon Jester Turney, sales soared more than 70%, and L Brand's stock price reached an all-time high.
And also, man, look at this situation. They're being hot. They're being pizzazz. They're being glamorous. They are presenting women in the most beautiful way possible. And surprise, surprise, sales are soaring. Wow, who would have ever imagined? If you market things with beautiful women, women want to buy them. Because let's face it, women look at someone selling something and they like imagine, wow, if I wear that, do I look good? Yeah, maybe. But you can't see that on an ugly model, because that's gonna be the downfall. The woke part destroyed Victoria's Secret.
That's why it came as a shock when Turney chose this moment to step down, and Wexner once again picked up the reins of the company.
Wasn't there some kind of backlash or drama or something surrounding Victoria's Secret when she stepped down, that something bad happened?
This would be a pivotal moment for Victoria's Secret.
The people that I spoke to in my reporting, who were working at the company, said this is when everything really started to go wrong. This was the beginning of the end for Victoria's Secret.
With Wexner and Reisig calling all the shots, the brand failed to notice that trends were changing.
Sure.
Key trends like bralettes, because they just wanted the push-up styles.
Women were looking at
women love push-up bras. It's like their favorite bra. Are you kidding me? Every woman wears push-up bras. They absolutely love that shit. What? Oh my god. No, yeah, push-up bras bad, sure.
Victoria's Secret, like, hey, wait, what's going on? They were perpetuating this like push-up bra and this very unnatural look.
Unnatural look.
Said, we need to get into sports bras. There's a huge market there, and Wexner had said sweaty's not sexy unless you're having sex.
By the end of 2016, about 200 employees were laid off, and the share price began to fall. Victoria's Secret still went ahead.
Admittedly, considering how popular it is now for women to go and do yogas and shit and something like that, yeah, probably not going into sports bras was kind of a bad move.
With its most expensive fashion show ever, it cost more than $20 million to feature Lady Gaga, Bruno Mars, and The Weeknd. Meanwhile, competitors were featuring more body-positive images of women.
Oh
women
no!
Were looking, thinking, wow,
Man, I mean, look at this image. Do you think any woman is like going, yeah, I want to be as fat as her. I want to look like that. I want to be barely palatable for people. Yeah, sure. No. No. Even the ugliest woman have a hot pair of underwear. Even the ugliest women have multiple hot underwears and things like that, and hot bras and whatnot. Every woman buys underwear to look hot. Sure, you have your sports bras and all of that bullshit, but most of the time, women's underwear closets are very full with things that look hot. Oh my god. No one wants this body positive bullshit.
Of women.
Women were looking, thinking, wow, this feels much more relatable. I can see myself in these ad campaigns.
No, they were not.
I can see myself in Victoria's Secret.
No, they absolutely were not.
Then came the Me Too movement, and women turned away from over-sexualized brands. There was also controversy. In a 2018 interview,
Oh no. The problem is that Victoria's Secret tried to appease the woke crowd. And the moment you try to appease the woke crowd, that's it. Your days are numbered. Because there is no such thing as appeasing the woke crowd. They will demand one thing, you do it, they demand another thing. And that another thing is 2 more times extreme than the previous one. If you collapse and do that again, guess what? There's more demands. They never get better. They're always destructive. It's insane. Because this is how woke works. You need to represent all kinds of women. Fat, one-legged, trans women, all of this stuff. Because, you know, that's like the majority. Yeah, that's no one. That's literally no one. And, you know, they start doing it. Then they want more random garbage added in. Honestly, for the Victoria's Secret, I can't imagine what would that be. But they probably want more random garbage thrown in. And if the company does that, they just lose. Because you can never appease that crowd of psychos.
With Vogue, Resignations said the company shouldn't have transgender models in the show.
Oh, I actually remembered this. They collapsed and actually did that later on. I'm pretty sure they actually collapsed and did that. You can't start appeasing the woke crowd and then say, no, we're not gonna have a transgender model. They're gonna destroy you. They're gonna absolutely destroy you if you say that. And after you get that trans model, you understand that, wait a minute. That did not help our sales at all. That just scared away normal, everyday women away from us. Oh, it's such a shit show.
Of criticism and resignations followed. Resignations apologized for his conduct.
Yeah, and you know, if your company is infected with woke employees, obviously they're gonna leave. Meh, no special zero-legged model in a wheelchair. Oh my god. So disgusting. So disgusting, the appeasement of the woke crowds. You can't... Victoria's Secret did it themselves.
And said the company would absolutely hire a transgender
model, they
model,
collapsed.
which they did a year later. That same day, Resignations' resignation was announced, and that year's fashion show was...
It's not that, but dude, it's just obviously they're gonna resign. Obviously, all these people who previously made the business successful are gonna resign because they no longer can do anything to make it successful. They know that it's a sinking ship, so why stay and be touted as someone who made of one of the most successful and recognized brands ever in the world sink?
Cancelled. And then Wexner also got caught up in scandal.
Jeffrey Epstein was at one point considered
Sup,
to be a close
Jeffrey?
friend of Les Wexner and managed his money for several years.
Epstein.
Wait, just managed his money? That doesn't seem too bad.
Reportedly tried to offer input on which women should be Victoria's Secret models.
Obviously.
These reports came out from the late 90s from models that say they were assaulted by Epstein and that he was basically masquerading as a Victoria's Secret model scout and had invited them, sort of lured them to hotel rooms saying that this would be an audition and then assaulted them.
Wexner.
Classic. Oh, I'm a talent. Oh god, this is like the oldest scheme in the book. Is anyone surprised though? Like, come on, it's the most popular modeling show in the world. Obviously someone like Epstein is gonna be involved in that. There's absolutely no way.
Wexner described Epstein as depraved and said that he was embarrassed to have been close to him.
Well, until the scandal happened, he was pretty fucking chill with that, I think.
In February of 2020, the New York Times said in an investigation that Resignations and Wexner led a, quote, culture of misogyny, bullying,
obviously,
and harassment.
And when I say obviously, I mean, yeah, probably bullshit. Well, not probably bullshit. Some women were probably offended or whatnot by, you know, things, but it wasn't probably that. Admittedly, I know nothing, but my guess it's gonna be overblown. Hey, if you allow the woke stuff in, or when you suffer an woke scandal like this, it's over. Again, you never succumb to the woke crowd because that's how they destroy you. That's how they get you.
The tricky thing about Ed is that he is an extremely charismatic human. You can be in his energy and feel so welcomed, but obviously...
This woman is dumb because she uses the word energy unironically, and anyone who uses the word energy is not a serious person. Prove me wrong, you can't.
There was a dark side to that too.
Crow Taylor worked in the PR department from 2012 to 2015, and she claims that Resign berated her about her weight at a work event.
He said things like, "Do you really think you need more bread?"
Hey, he was doing you a favor, okay? No one likes a fatty.
One of the things that sticks out the most for me is he made this comment of like, "Do you even look at yourself in the mirror before you get dressed?"
He probably did that for good reasons, I'm not gonna lie. He probably was actually worried about you, that you're gonna get fat and ugly. Oof.
Did not respond to Insider's request for comment. As
Good.
for Wexner, he stepped down in February 2020. The company said in a statement to Insider that its new team is focused on creating an inclusive environment to
Even
celebrate,
better.
uplift, and champion all women.
Even better.
By 2020, Victoria...
That sounds like a great formula for a business success, you know? Let's invest half or even more of our resources in championing 0.01% of the market that will most likely still never buy our things because, you know, they're self-conscious as fuck.
Victoria's Secret's share of the market had dropped, and business was already bad when COVID hit.
Who is actually the competitor of Victoria's Secret?
The company shut down more than 200 stores in the US. But COVID turned out to be a blessing.
Do you want to buy this? No. No, you do not. No, you do not.
For Victoria's Secret.
I think for them, the pandemic was almost like the perfect excuse. So they were like, oh, okay, you know, we'll take this opportunity. We're going to close these stores.
And as the world bounced back, so did Victoria's Secret.
They had a new design team, and it just worked very well for them. They pulled back on inventory, and then they were just very strategic about what they released on a monthly basis.
The stores got a makeover.
The lights have been turned up, the music's turned down, pictures of angels that would have been all over the walls in these stores have been taken down.
And even the angels have been replaced.
They've got a new group of spokeswomen for the brand, which includes activists and entrepreneurs.
Oh yeah, this looks great.
Who will essentially take on the role of the angels.
Victoria's...
Yeah, that's probably not gonna backfire.
Secret...
Wait, actually... Is this... I can't tell because every woman with short hair almost looks the same. But this, what's her name, Rapinoe? The football chick that said, oh my god, women get paid less in sports ball. And then it turned out that women actually get paid more than men. And then she was like, we still want to get paid more? We want all the bonuses without any the repercussions the men suffer? I think that's her. It looks like her, I think.
Victoria's Secret has turned a corner, but it's yet to be seen if the brand's angels will ever fly as far or as high again.
Yeah, when people forget about your brand, I think people have forgotten about your brand. I think it's all over. You did this to yourself. You did this to yourself. Like, imagine the gall a Business Insider honestly has to say that Victoria's Secret did not go with the times. The fact that it went with the times ruined it. Imagine, if it wasn't effective, if women did not want to see it, if women did not want to see other hot women buy things off of them, then they would have never succeeded in the first place. But they did succeed, and they goddamn thrived. And now, the full 180 switch, and they have problems. Yeah, call me surprised, honestly. Anyway, subscribe. I'm done.